they have did Nintendo have a vested interest in India?
But back then there was no internet, so Nintendo probably thought, no one's been to India. They'll never know.
Put it in, make it terrific. Hello and welcome to the Screenplay Podcast. It's a brand new podcast all about video games and films. Have you ever thought, for example, what would Tetris look like if it was directed by Quentin Tarantino? Or what if James Cameron's Titanic was a battle royale style online multiplayer game where the winner joins Rose for the last spot on the iceberg? I'm assuming you probably haven't, but now you might, because each week, one of myself, Nick, or Rubel will step into a fictional Hollywood elevator and pitch our hearts out. How will a film work as a game or a game work as a film? Eventually, we will decide the all-important, does it get the green light or is it game over? It's the most fun you can have without an actual production budget. So to kickstart this first ever episode, I want to introduce you to my two best mates, my right-hand men, Nick and Rubes. How are we, boys?
Good.
Wow,
mate, good. Yeah.
what an intro. Are you going to do that every time?
Jesus.
Absolutely not. That is a one and done. All right, enjoy that one.
I hope someone's pitching this Tarantino Tetris, mate, because I love the sound of that.
Can you imagine what that would actually be like?
Yeah, just like these squares talking shit to each other. Coming in, motherfucker.
Yeah, the little thin, long, slim one that helps everyone out, just like intimidating everyone. Yeah, that'd be class.
Imagine that. Yeah. Say fit again. Say fit.
Yeah. Samuel Jackson plays every shape.
Do you boys want to briefly introduce yourselves, sort of a bit about you, and what might interest?
Nah, let's not do that. People don't care about us.
Let's not turn people
they
away.
They might like the concept. Hopefully, you know what? When you agreed on the concept, firstly, my wife wants royalties. Because she's like, I came up with that. But when we agreed on the concept...
So when this goes wrong, we can blame her, yeah?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I put it into AI to see any other podcasts that have done it before. So we can have a look. And it was like, Watch Mojo did one episode based on something like this. A couple of podcasts did an episode or so. But nothing... There's no actually dedicated podcast to this concept.
Okay.
And then at the bottom, it says, therefore, you should probably think about making it. And I was like, holy shit.
Oh, wow.
AI telling us to make it.
AI has told us to make it. Yeah, fair play. It's the future. Yeah. Well, it's hopefully it's a good concept. Just for audio listeners, if you're listening now, you can hop over to YouTube where you can actually see us in all our glory. How we look. I look like a 70s porn star, according to Nick. So, should you want to see that, pause it, move over. The way this is going to break down is we're going to have a 3-act structure. Act 1 will be where we could just briefly discuss the game or the movie that we'll be talking about. Act 2 will be the pitch from one of us, and Act 3, the result, where we decide whether or not you'd make it or bin it. I know my two mates, we are harsh bastards, so I wonder how many of these are actually going to get greenlit and how much effort we put into our pitches. Like, I'm curious, just off the bat, boys, for the next few episodes and stuff. Have you put much thought into what you're pitching? Do you care about what you're pitching, or is it a laugh? Like, what's your approach?
It'll probably depend on what I'm pitching at that week.
It'll vary week to week, I think.
Yeah. Fair play. I'm excited. I'm also excited for Nick, your episode, because I remember saying to you, we had a Mario Kart Direct today, and I was like, why don't you do like a Mario Kart movie, pitch it? And you said, why don't I just fucking do what I want to do? And I was like, all right, touche. There you go.
Yeah, Nick, thanks, man. Made us log into that Direct. What a waste of time.
Yeah, man.
What happened on the Direct, boys? Just briefly fill me
Nothing. It just showed you Mario Kart.
Yeah, what they'd already shown, they showed again. Confirmed battle mode, and that's pretty much it.
Yeah, they didn't show anything that, like... Yeah, pretty much that. The balloons game.
It's shit game.
Yeah, they didn't really show why it's worth £80, but...
No, that was actually 75 quid for us. What, $80 US? 120, I think it is in Australia. That is insane.
How much in China? What is that? What was that game? Is that game to come out in China?
Yeah. God, I can only imagine. They're not making it there anymore, so maybe not.
Yeah, Jesus.
Tariffs and that. So yeah.
So okay, well. For clarity for listeners, and just in case if you want to know where our loyalties lie, these two are firmly switched to day oneers. And you're looking forward to it, aren't you, boys? Is that in July, June?
June 5th. Yeah,
June 5th.
I wouldn't lump me in with Nick. Like, I'd get it.
You got your pre-order in before I did.
That only did that to make sure that you always remember I got it first. That was the only reason.
As if that fucking matters.
Nick's there, right, spending 50,000 hours on Nintendo, getting an email from them, sending it to us. Look how special I am. I just went to Argos, got it first.
Yeah.
That
When
was
your
so
order gets
funny.
cancelled because they can't meet demand, you'll be there
Yeah,
crying
right.
while I'm playing
I
Street
did,
Fighter
get, I
6.
did get an email from a different retailer today. Oh, actually, I'll name it Curry's in the UK, and they said pre-order now. We got loads of stock, and I was like, okay, nice. Literally, I got that email today. Did you not get it?
No, I didn't sign up for it because obviously I went straight through Nintendo.
Ah, okay.
But I thought
Still,
because of that, they would have been done. They would have been sold out.
Loads of
you
places
think
have it.
so?
Wish has it, probably.
Yeah, I've never tried Wish though, so I don't trust it. So.
Tesco,
Don't.
Asda, Wish. Anyway, all right. Well, I look forward to hearing what you guys think about it on day one when you're just playing the same game.
Well, I think Nick's a bit overexcited, and I think you're a bit overly negative on it. Like, there's a balance. 100%.
Why am I overly excited?
You're
were
like,
just
oh my god, £80, yeah, £70, I'll pay all of that. You're so excited. If you're a
Fake
true,
news.
like, if you weren't a fucking idiot, you wouldn't have bought the game physical and the console separate. Just don't be a dick. Just buy it as a bundle.
No, yeah. I understand. I did do that. I did go with the physical, but I only paid 15 quid more than you because I had a voucher for Christmas. So I kind of see it as having
That's
spent
true.
as
How
much.
it really works. You still wasted the voucher.
Yeah, I know. If I'm telling myself,
Nah, you love it. You enjoy it.
I will love it. I know that much.
Yeah.
So it's fine.
Well, that's good. Right. Well, boys, we're going to move into Act 1, which is where we pitch either we mentioned the game or the film that we'll be talking about this week. This week's Act 1 will be me. It's me. I'm pitching something to
Pitching
you.
yourself.
I'm pitching yourself. What do you think? How do I look?
We turn you into a game.
I am. You'll be able to tell because the title of the episode will be this, so there's no point keeping the suspense going anymore. I'm doing episode 1 with probably the granddaddy of all video game time. It is the Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time, originally for the N64. Other versions exist. Haven't played them, but that is the go. That is the go.
Just played the original.
I'm going to give a quick bio to this, okay? Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time, originally released in 1998 for the N64. It's an action-adventure epic developed by Nintendo, directed by legendary Shigeru Miyamoto. You play as Link, a young hero chosen to stop the evil Ganondorf from taking over the Kingdom of Hyrule. On the way, you meet characters like Princess Zelda, titular character, and Navi the fairy. People hate her. And it's a beloved classic. Have you both played this game?
Absolutely.
I played it more recently than you guys. For the
How
first
recently?
time. I think was it about 2 years ago
It
on the
was,
Switch.
yeah.
Was that your first time playing it?
Yeah.
Oh,
You know, Zelda gives me PTSD, man. I think I told you guys this before, right?
what?
When I was younger, I had Zelda, Legend. Was it Link to the Past? That was that one.
SNES, we going.
And yeah, I think I told you this before. Like me and my brother were playing it. We used to keep getting stuck.
Right.
And then we found the Nintendo hotline, so we started ringing them and getting all the fucking answers. Yeah, and then like my dad found the bill, thought we were ringing like porn sites. I should have said yeah, less embarrassing. But, yeah, so if I think of Zelda, I think of that story.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the only one I played, and then I played.
It's a great game. It's a great one to play.
Convinced me to. Yeah, it was good. But
Play, yeah.
Ocarina was good too. I just don't understand how, as a kid, you can complete that fucking. What's that water level? The water castle, is it?
Water Temple.
It's so fucking hard, man.
Yeah.
Mate, I'm pretty sure. Well, I'm convinced that I got it back when I was like, I think it came out. What year did I say? It came out in 1998, so I was 6 years old, and I probably got it when I was 7 or 8. And I remember even finding the very first dungeon hard, the Deku Tree. You go inside it. You barely have to do anything. I found getting out of your bedroom and roaming around the little village hard. And I spent most of the time cutting grass because you'd get rupees, which I've recently learned is Indian currency.
Yeah.
Why did they go for that as a mystical coin?
No idea.
No fucking idea.
Did Nintendo have a vested interest in India?
But back then there was no internet, so Nintendo probably thought, no one's been to India, they'll never know.
Put it in, make it rupee. So I was doing that. So I remember finding it also hard. I remember like lads at school again, like dick swinging, being like, "I've beaten it, mate, completed it, mate." Proper J from the in-betweeners, and I'd be like, I remember one lad called Josh, and I invited him. I barely hung out with him at school. I invited him for one sleepover with one thing in mind, and that was to beat the water temple for me because I couldn't, and he couldn't fucking do it. He spent the entire evening on the thing. I was watching him. He was fannying around. In the end, he went home in the morning, and I was disappointed and never invited him around again. That was it. And then a website dropped. Maybe when did the internet come out? 2000?
2000 probably, yeah.
Yeah, 2000.
For consumers, yeah.
Yeah, I reckon it was 2000, and I found that website, Game FAQs. I don't know if you guys ever went on it.
Nope.
What? Nick?
Shamefully.
I complete my games on my own. I don't know what you're doing.
This kind of change.
Mate, you're chatting breeze, man. You'll have found Game FAQs. It had like a forum. People were chatting. It was like all weird and stuff, but there was like a lot of walkthroughs.
I use it for like, you know, in Tekken, before the game comes out, you can get the move list because you go to the arcades. And you don't waste your money. So I use it. That's why I know about it. Okay. I didn't use it for actually like figuring out how to play a game. It was more for like move lists and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it was good for all things. It was good for all that sort of stuff. But yeah, I remember finding it. That was my holy grail. And eventually, so I kind of did it by myself. I completed it alone.
That's not completing it by yourself, mate. That's cheating,
mate. That temple was unbeatable without that. Without that,
you know, it was hard. Like I played it as an adult, and I found it so hard. Like it took me I basically I was on a plane ride to Malaysia, and that plane ride is 16 hours. And I was like, okay, I was just outside that temple. I was like, all right, I'm going to probably complete Zelda in this plane ride. It took me the whole 16 hours to finish that temple. When I got to the boss, man, I was so pissed off. I slapped the shit out of it like CM Punk in the UFC cage. I was so angry. It was like, fuck, take this.
It is hard. I remember like early on when you get to the castle before you meet Zelda, there's a guard sleeping, and I didn't know what the fuck you did. And you had to like take out your egg in the sunlight in the morning, and it hatches into a chicken, and it goes cock-a-doodle-doo, and it wakes them up. Like what kind of fucking bullshit is that for an 8-year-old? I was like, how do those three things link up to make sense? Like I was never
getting the horse was so fucking hard.
Epona,
yeah. Oh my god, the racing. Knowing you have to go up to her to play a song, and you learn that song later on, and you come back in time, play the song, get the fucking horse, jump over the thing.
Yeah, how do you know that as a kid?
Yeah, it's hard.
It's that time. Yeah, halfway through the game, there is a bit of time jumping, isn't there?
Yeah, isn't there that crazy man in the windmill, where he is?
Amazing. That made me so depressed.
Kids are so weird.
It used to make me so depressed as a kid. For anyone who's played it or not played it, there is like what do you call it? A paradox? I think it's a paradox where you go in as a child and he's like kind of annoyed, and you play him a song that makes him go really fast in his windmill, his windmill. And then when you go back as an adult, he's been playing that forever, and he's like, this fucking kid came in and taught me this song. But it's a paradox because you only learn that song as an adult, and then you have to go back in time as a kid and go in, you play it to him. So it's one of those things that you wouldn't have known it until you were an adult, but you only know it because you're an adult, and it's just this weird paradox. Anyway, I remember that made me so sad and depressed inside, along with the re-deads, the dead guys that appear. It's a bit not to get political, it's like if Trump gets a third term, what would happen to America? Like you go in term 1 like it's like bright young Link in Hyrule, and then you come out in term 3 and everyone's just dead. It's just zombies everywhere, and they're just jumping on your back going, so that was I used to love it.
You're going to talk about the rock guy, what's his name?
Oh mate, we'll get into that. Okay, but yes, that's a little brief talk about the game. Has anyone got any other thoughts from their?
Yeah, I was going to just ask you before you go into your film. Yeah, what do you think of the Zelda film that's been announced?
It's been announced, hasn't it?
2026, no?
It's live action,
yes, right? 2026.
Yeah.
It is. Yeah,
I'm excited. That's how I do it. I don't think I want an animated one. I don't think I do. The Breath of the Wilds and stuff are Ghibli-esque. I don't know if you guys have played them. But the newer games are Ghibli-esque, so they look kind of animated, and the animatics suck. Like the cutscenes are fucking dreadful, and it's the voice acting's very gash, and it's always like, Link, please, come listen. Yeah, all that kind of stuff.
It's like the animated cartoon. Have you seen it when Link speaks? Excuse me, princess.
Oh yeah, that's weird. That's
really that.
It's super old. It's super old.
Yeah.
Well, excuse me, princess.
It used to be on TV, but it is quite worrying. What they've announced. Because I think like the director's fine. It's Wes Ball, right? Maze Runner guy.
I didn't know they'd announced the director.
Didn't know that.
I think it's Wes Ball. I think it's being written. I can't remember by the writer's name, but it's the guy who wrote the later 3 Jurassic World films.
Oh no!
But what's worrying me the most, more than that, is the production, because produced with, what's his name? Avi Arad, how you pronounce it, and
Who?
Sony Pictures. So it's basically the team that did Venom, Craven the Hunter.
Oh, it's going to be shit then. All right,
it's
good
gonna be-
stuff.
Yeah, Uncharted, that team.
Good stuff. Well, I'm glad we had this chat.
God.
Brilliant. Well, it's not what I pick, as you'll find out in a
No.
moment when I pitch it to
Yeah.
you.
Well,
Yeah,
personally,
the minute I
wouldn't
saw
have
that
gone,
Avi Arad, I was like, I'm out. It's gonna be crap.
oh my god, I personally wouldn't have gone live action. I just wouldn't.
Yeah, I can tell from the way you were looking at me when I said I'm happy with it. But have you seen that Legend with Tom Cruise when he was young? And is it Tim Curry as the devil? You never seen that?
No, I'm not a big Tom
Classic.
Cruise guy, if I'm honest. But
No, but it's when he was really young, like 16, 17. Big, like epic fantasy, evil devil demon, bit like Ganondorf, the villain of this game. Fairies, pixies, love interests, and all that. And it's really good. It's just like a Spielberg-esque kind of romp, bit campy, very 80s. And I rated it. I thought it'd be good. That would be good, and that would work for Zelda. Although that's not what I'm pitching today on this one. I've had a bit more fun with it than that. Which actually is a good segue into Act 2, the pitch, the elevator pitch. Shall we step in, gentlemen? Would you like to come inside with me?
Let's go.
Come a little closer. That's it. Oh, someone smells good. Who's wearing jupe? Okay. Should we do a whole episode of this? What's in the lift? Right. Ocarina of Time. Ask me, or do I pitch to you?
I mean, I guess you'd pitch a log line, right?
I can tell you. I'm going to tell you brief bits about it, and then we can talk about it.
yeah,
It's a 15 rating. The cinema people have given it that. For mild gore, sexual themes, drug use, and mild horror. Directed by Alex Garland. Do you know him?
Yep. Ex Machina, right?
He's wonderful. Yeah, so he's directed Ex Machina,
yeah.
Annihilation,
Okay.
Men, and Civil War. But his scripts and books include The Beach, Dread, Never Let Me Go, Sunshine, 28 Years, 28 Weeks, and 28 Days Later. But I would have him do it all. He'd write and direct.
Nice.
And the soundtrack by Howard Shore of Lord of the Rings, just because he's got that fantasy thing nailed.
Yeah, and live action.
Yeah, and it's a live action film. Yes.
Before I ask any other questions, I think didn't Alex Garland say he's retiring after Civil War?
Yeah, but he's got a new film out, hasn't he?
What's that?
It's another war film. That man's
No, he's retiring from directing, not writing.
Yeah, no, he's directed another war film.
Oh,
he's
maybe
doing the
he
press.
made it. Unless he made it
called,
at the same time.
It is called Warfare, and it's there. It's come out in 2025.
all right, okay.
With A24. Apparently, it's really good. Apparently, it's a war film that changes the grammar of Hollywood war films. That's what he said. He said it's not glamorizing, and it's harrowing. But then again, I saw Civil War and I didn't think it was that good. So apart from budget,
like
Matt
it?
Damon,
It was
no,
alright.
he's good. What's his name?
Not
Jesse
bad.
Plemons.
Jesse Plemons.
Anyway, right, you got let's say 5, 6, 7 minutes to grill me on this.
Cool. I would like to ask, what's the fucking
on.
storyline?
Yeah, that's what I was waiting for.
Okay. Generally follows the game, young Link, child actor played by who gives a fuck. I've put for this Noah Jupe. He's in A Quiet Place, Ford versus Ferrari and Honey Boy. But he's going to be in it for about 10 minutes, to be honest. And he sort of grows, kind of out of his. It's a bit like Elf. He kind of outgrows his other, fellow fairy folk in his little fairy village, and he decides to go on this big adventure after going to consult the great old tree, which is voiced by Paul Mescal.
That's great.
That is a CGI tree.
Yeah.
And then he goes on this big adventure and he finds that Sword of Time where he goes older. And I can talk you through some of the characters and kind of some of the things that happen.
Yeah, go for it.
Adult Link is Jacob Elordi. Have you seen his work? Saltburn?
Yeah.
I haven't seen Saltburn yet, no.
Have you seen Euphoria?
Yeah.
Okay, he's the bully in Euphoria.
Okay, all right.
Yeah,
Interesting
but with a
choice.
blonde wig and a green tunic.
Are they in the actual for the movie? They're thinking of Tom Holland for some reason.
No, sure.
yeah?
not.
I don't see it.
No.
Yeah.
He's too short.
Really?
Yeah. Isn't Link supposed to be like androgynous? Like,
Well,
sorry, Tom Holland
not
clearly
really.
looks like a dude.
I don't
He's
rate
a
him
young-
anything.
I thought
Tom
Timothy
Holland.
Chalamet might be a bit closer to Link.
Everyone talks about him though, don't they?
Yeah. I didn't want to go for the obvious.
Yeah, it was way too obvious to do.
Jacob Elordi's, athletic build, he's tall, handsome, generic. We're going to go back to 80s kind of casting. Like he's, he looks the part.
I've got one more question for you guys.
Yeah,
Would Link speak? Because he doesn't talk. Right?
He speaks.
'Cause all he says is yeah.
He says that a lot. In fact, as a plot twist, the first scene is starts from outside his little fairy thing, and you hear him going like He's like, oh my god, they've just copied the sound effects of the game. But he's actually tugging himself off when you go through the window.
Oh, I thought he might have been smashing pots or something.
Oh no, that would have been much more.
He's just tugging himself off.
It's a 50. He's having a wank to some fairy playboy, and then the fairy comes in and he's like, listen, and then he's like, oh shit, I've been caught out. That may or may not happen. I don't know if we'd get a child actor to do that, but yeah. Anyway, no, he talks in it, and he's Jacob Elordi. There's as you will know, spoiler alert for anyone who's not played the game, there's a character called Sheik who you deal with all the way throughout, who teaches you music on your ocarina and stuff. She's going to be played by Anna Taylor-Joy, because when the final reveal is that she's Zelda, you know she's basically Zelda the whole time if you've known the game. Mm-hmm. When she finally reveals herself, we're going to get rid of Anna Taylor-Joy and cast Sydney Sweeney. So Sydney Sweeney's in the film for 10 minutes just for the benefit of having Sydney Sweeney. Okay. Yeah, so because she's all wrapped up when it's Anna Taylor-Joy. So oh god, okay, right, yeah, she's quite
slim, yeah.
Kind of diminutive kind of stature, and then boing, and then it's Sydney Sweeney when the robes are off. So that's just one for the
Why can't it just be Anya Taylor-Joy when the robes are off?
Isn't she the voice of Princess Peach?
Yeah, she's annoying.
So she's all Nintendo now. She's just all princesses for all Nintendo.
Oh yeah, so that's why she'd do it. Yeah, she'd do it for the coin.
Yeah, well, she's a good actress.
Oh, she is.
Good actress.
She was good in Mad Max, so she can do action. So.
She plays that stern character quite well. She plays a bit of a bitch. Have you seen The Menu and stuff? She plays all that really well, and Queen's Gambit. So I like her. So she'll work as the kind of mysterious Sheik, but when it comes to lovely Zelda, gorgeous, princess, let's go Sweens.
You could have got what's his name? What's her name? Zelda Williams, Robin Williams' daughter.
Oh,
you call her Zelda after the game.
Yeah, good point. I'll put her in the other cast include, because I've got other cast include Paul Mescal, Daisy Edgar-Jones, and Ella Purnell for no reason. I just thought I'd put them in there. I haven't even thought where they'd go, apart from the voice of the Pikachu.
Who's playing the bad guy? What's the bad guy's name?
Yeah. So we got a few. So the Goron rock leader, the dude who goes, whoa,
what a hot...
yeah, that guy. I've got him down as John Goodman. He's live action. So he's kind of just struggling to breathe just by standing up, that kind of way. He's just, oh, what a heartbeat! That kind of he's cute. He's nice for kids.
Do you have that scene in the movie in your film where what's the name? Link comes in, plays a flute, nice wistful track, and the guy's like, "Whoa, what a heartbeat!"
Yeah, because it's directed by Alex Garland, it'll get really, really tense for no reason throughout the whole film, really dark and horrible, and then really light moments will happen. He has a couple of light moments in all his films. So yeah, it'll get really tense between John Goodman, The Rock, and Jacob Elordi. They'll get face to face, and then John will just start doing his rock dance. And then I've also got the undead creatures are all played by Giancarlo Esposito, Gus Fring from Breaking Bad.
Nice,
the chicken shop man. Yeah, he looks a bit like them anyway.
Yeah,
just make him a bit more wrinkly and aged, and he's the re-deads. And then the big monster is called Ganondorf, and he's actually CGI monster, but the voice of Paul Giamatti. Do you know him? And the reason I put him in there is for light and dark. So he's, wow, it's Paul Giamatti when I'm all like that. And it's kind of I think that was a really good impression. Was that really good?
Wasn't bad.
Thank you.
Nick's not so impressed.
Nick's saying fuck all. Nick, give me a compliment.
I like your stash.
Yeah. Come on, I'm Fred Claus. Whatever he was. I'm Santa Claus. He's if you've ever seen Hercules and what's his name now? The actor who was in Videodrome. It's going to kill me. Do you know the actor in Videodrome?
Don't think I've seen Videodrome.
You haven't seen it? It's a good movie.
Oh, good.
Well, it's a weird movie.
Cronenberg film. Oh, it's James Woods.
One,
yeah, he
That's
plays
James Woods.
He's the voice of Hades in Hercules.
Oh yeah, he's fantastic. Yeah.
He's fantastic. So I think Paul Giamatti could do a bit of that job. So Ganondorf's evil. threatening and scary. And sometimes the best villains are the ones that are like so sweet and lovable almost that it makes it even worse when they murder someone or do something horrific. So yeah, he's the sort of guy where you don't fuck with him, but like he's funny until he's not. That's it. And I don't know if you've seen the new Black Mirrors that have landed. I feel like you guys haven't.
Seen one episode so far. Common People.
Oh, which one do you see?
Common People.
The very first one, Bleak.
Yeah. I thought the ending was absolute pants, but
you're not going to like any of them then because they all just kind of taper out to a whimpering end. But
oh, really? But it was nonsense. Well, we can have this conversation privately, but it was nonsensical at the ending. But anyway,
I wish we could unpack that. But yeah. So anyway, he's in one of those episodes, a really good one, and he shows so much emotional range from like angry to happy, and that's what made me think about him.
I don't know if I've ever seen Ganondorf and thought he needs a lighter side, or he's always just been
evil,
villainous, and evil, almost for the sake of being evil, which is a bit cliched, but.
He never gets lines in anything. He never gets dialogue.
Yeah.
In any games, he just laughs. He goes,
He's just
you guys have the scene with the what's the boss with the paintings and all that? It's in the game.
Yeah. That's
you have to have that, right?
Yeah, that is.
Yeah.
Comes out in
the forest temple.
Yeah.
He comes out. Yeah, so that's it. But you imagine him coming out on his horse, like, "Hey, I'm over here," and then he's actually over there.
It's fucking filthy.
Anyway, that's it. And then I put overall notes. It'll generally be quite a dark film. There's a sex scene between grown-up Link and Zelda. Lots of blood. Paul Giamatti is oddly hilarious. So weird. It's a bit weird. It's not what you'd expect. It's definitely not a family-friendly rom. Yeah.
Yeah. A few...
I look forward to Act 3.
Yeah. Do you have any more questions? Is there anything else you wanted to know before we move into the
No, I'm pretty certain this would flop, but yeah, let's move into Act 3.
Yeah. Give it a try.
Okay. Right. Act 3. The greatest video game of all time. My favourite game. Ocarina of Time. As a Alex Garland helmed, written and directed by... with credits like 28 Days Later and Ex Machina and Annihilation, doing a film adaptation starring Jacob Elordi, Sydney Sweeney, Paul Giamatti, John Goodman. What do we think, boys?
Nick, you want to go first? Because you know what? You were originally supposed to do Zelda, weren't you?
Originally, yeah. And I would say
wish you did it.
Mine was completely different.
I'd love to know what yours was. I'd love to know. Maybe that's a bonus step.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Good idea.
I think my favourite part about your pitch was John Goodman.
Why? Why him?
Because just of all fat people, that's the only person you could think of. You're just like John Goodman. That'll do. It's either that or Jack Black, and Jack Black's another thing, so it's got to be John Goodman.
Oh yeah. I didn't want to. I didn't want to go down the route of like what everyone's getting at the moment. The Rock and the Rock playing the Rock would have actually been.
Exactly,
yeah. Okay, cool.
Yeah, I can't see how this would work.
Do you not think it's so interesting and different enough that it might get...
No. With a movie like this, right, it's a massive fantasy film, right? So it's going to have a huge budget behind it, right? Lord of the Rings kind of budget. So you're not going to get a budget like that and then risk it by making it a 15 when kids like the game. And then you put a sex scene in there. And then there's no real bankable star in your film, except Sydney Sweeney, but I don't think she's a hit with the kids. And then on top of all that, what's it called? You put Alex Garland to direct it, who's never directed a film that big before. Like his films always have like small cast. He's kind of very sci-fi. You've given him a fantasy film. I don't see how that would work. Yeah, the thing's a mess, bro.
I like to empower people. You know, what would you have had? Peter Jackson, because he's already done one. No, let's empower people to...
You empower people with lower budget films, not something that would cost the same as Lord of the Rings. What, $400 million probably it costs to make that?
I didn't say the budget. It's actually an avant-garde student budget. No, it's not. No, Alex Garland, I didn't realise he'd written some amazing novels before he'd written scripts. I think he can picture a narrative and put an interesting spin on it. I just think you're right. I'm alienating the children from the thing. But think about this: a sex scene with Link and Zelda at the end of the movie, like the reward. When they're 15, they're going to love that. They're going to like. Their dad's going to be like, "It was the best film I've ever seen." They'll be like, "Can I watch it?" No, not now. And then the dads will have their cushions, right? And then when they're 15, they're like, "Finally, right, I can use my dad's Blu-ray." Yeah.
You know, I'm kind of glad they're giving it to the Venom team.
Did you mention how true to the game it's that? Like did you make any mention of temples? I don't think you did, right?
I didn't even mention the temples, did I?
No, not at all.
It's accurate to the story of the game. I'm not detouring.
So you're going to go to every single temple?
Oh, yeah, it's going to be amazing.
On a small budget.
Are you going to Rocky montage that then?
No. It's going to be 2.5 hours to 3 hours. We're going to have time. Look, he's not a child for very long.
Yeah.
He's Jacob Elordi for most of it, and then he jumps back into being a kid a couple of times later on.
Right.
Yeah, just off the top of my head, the Windmill Man, does the whole paradox time thing. Maybe we'll just get who's dead and famous. Robbie Coltrane. We'll just AI him in there. It's just gonna be weird. It's gonna be a weird film that like you wouldn't expect. You'd be like, why is like a CGI rendering of Robbie Coltrane's head? Hagrid. Like me, Harry. Him, and he's there, and he's just he's sweaty and frustrated.
You've already. You've excluded every fucking child and family that could watch this.
Yeah, and a big Zelda fan as well, by the way.
Yeah, and then as soon as Link speaks, no one's going to want to watch that.
Yeah.
Nintendo, I'm going to sign off sexy.
You wait till you see my Mario movie pitch. All right, I'm getting the sense it's not a positive result. Put me out of my misery and get me out this elevator. Boys, are we green-lighting this?
It's a game over for me, mate. It's never going to happen.
Yeah, I want to, but I'm sorry.
Oh, that's positive. More positive than what I was expecting. You want to. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. Any tips for me in future? I mean, Ruben, you give me a few. You've said maybe don't alienate children. Make it maybe like a PG.
Definitely have a strong lead as well. What Ruben said.
Yeah.
Already.
Okay.
You got to have because the thing about Link's going to be in all the posters, right?
Yeah.
So you got to draw everyone in. So.
Yeah. You know what's funny? One day in the future, maybe AR will be so good, someone can just feed them this episode, and then it will spit out a movie exactly as I asked it to.
Yeah.
And it might be amazing. It might be fantastic.
Yeah. I look forward to the day.
Cheers, boys. Well,
before guys,
yeah,
you have a funny story.
Go on. You got a funny story for us?
It's something that I saw a bit earlier today. I didn't want to put it at the start of the episode because you'd want to draw away any potential viewer straight away with this random stupid story. But I saw this video online, right? And it's some guy walking his dog, and it's like a really big dog, and his dog starts attacking this other smaller dog. It's just like proper like going crazy at it. Then this other man and a bunch of people come and they try to pull the dog away. Then this other dude comes running in from the side of the screen, starts putting his finger up the dog's ass.
Oh, yeah, because if dogs that have got locked jaw, it unlocks their jaw because of the shock.
Is that what he's trying to do?
Yeah,
so
yeah.
If I saw that, my first I probably wouldn't do shit. But my first instinct would be maybe I should injure that aggressive dog. I wouldn't think, I'll go finger that dog.
Yeah. I'm gonna piggyback off your story very, very briefly. I had an issue once when I was younger. I had a dog. I was working night shifts.
Nick fingered a dog.
No. I woke up to my sister's. I woke up to my sister's scream outside. This dog was attacking my dog.
The dog was fingering her.
So I'm going to ignore that. This dog was one of these lockjaw type of dogs.
Okay.
I've
what's that mean? Sorry, lockjaw dog.
If it bites and clamps down, it locks its jaw. You ain't getting it off. Right?
Oh fuck. Okay.
And this dog had my dog firmly around the neck. It was fully in. And I'm all groggy because I've not been home long from a night shift. So I go downstairs. I come out the front of the house, and I'm in my pants. I'm in my boxers and just a t-shirt I quickly found. Yeah. My sisters are upset, and as I'm walking over to this dog, thinking, "What the fuck am I going to do?" My neighbour on one side, she just goes, "You got to stick your fingers up its bum," and I'm just I'm not going to do that, right? So what I did was I grabbed hold of this thing's neck and I just squeezed until I heard it gargle. And it eventually let my dog go. But then I'm thinking, fuck, I've now got this dog. I've got this dog in my fucking arms. So I just held on for a bit longer until I felt it go a bit loose, and I let it go, and it groggily walked off. But to think, as I was going over, this woman felt the need to tell me I need to stick my fingers up this dog's ass, as if I was going to go, good idea, I'll do that.
Yeah, but I can't even imagine, in the video I watched, imagine these two guys walking down the fucking park, having a few beers. They see a dog attack another dog. One of them's like, yo, bro, hold my beer. The other one's like, what are you about to do? I'm going to go finger that dog. Is that going to stop it attacking the other dog? I don't know. Anyway, he was chasing the dog around, trying to finger it. And then I saw another video. It was a different angle. And in that video, you can see it happening again. It's attacking a different dog. And from the side, you see these other 2 dogs running, and their owner is like on the floor being dragged by them. And then the fingering guy comes into shot and it ends. I was just like,
What is this algorithm you have? Like, all these dog fingering.
Why have you
videos?
ended this first episode with this story as well?
I don't know.
To be honest, the top search on Google is "man seen sticking finger up dog's anus to break up attack goes viral." And then the top comment is, "I know a dude that was savagely getting mauled by a pack of dogs. He started shoving his fingers in all of their butts, and that's what saved his life."
Anyway,
it's like Spider-Man hands.
fucking scooter.
Oh my god!
Yeah, that's why I left it to the end of the episode. Anyway,
Yeah, thank you. Absolutely unrelated to anything, but I appreciate it. Well, what a wonderful first step, guys. Thank you as well, listeners, for joining us for this first episode ever of the Screenplay Podcast. If you'd like to get involved and email us, you can do so at thescreenplaypodcast@gmail.com. Or if email is too retro for your liking, you can follow us on our socials. Links are in our description. There's always more episodes for you to listen to, audio versions on Spotify, Amazon Music, and Apple Podcasts, or come and see our ugly mugs in the flesh and watch the video versions on YouTube. Don't forget to help us out by liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing. With that said, peace, boys. Ciao.